Forget the birthday cake. I'm turning 27 this year and already 5 years into wedded bliss. My little Martin just blew out his 4th birthday candles and life couldn't be sweeter. After saying, I do, I transitioned to a part-time gig at the same company, while my 30-year-old hubby, Kevin, keeps things rolling with his full-time hustle. Our love story started with Kevin's grand gestures, but post-marriage, I noticed a shift. His playful charm morphed into a more assertive demeanor, leaving me a little surprised. Enter Jane, Kevin's 20-year-old sister. The age gap seems to fuel a dynamic where she gets away with, well, a lot. Before the ring, her impromptu visits were like sprinkles on life's cupcake. But post not tying, things turned a bit stale. Jane waltzed in unannounced, expecting 5-star service without even offering a crumb of appreciation. And Kevin, instead of setting boundaries, expects me to be the frosting on her cake. Basically, I'm feeling a little burnt out, juggling a demanding sister-in-law and a husband whose priorities seem to have shifted. This is where our story unfolds. Stay tuned for the drama, the humor, and hopefully some answers to the question, can I reclaim my happiness in this family equation? Jane waltzes in, dropping a casual, hey bro, here I am again. Like I'm a potted plant. No heads up, no hey nice to see you, just expecting a 5-star welcome. So guess who's whipping up dinner for the uninvited guest? Me. Of course, Kevin, instead of appreciating my juggling act, throws shade my way, muttering about being more considerate. Jane, with a practiced apology, clearly thrives on the hero worship from her brother. Left with the leftovers while Kevin and Jane camp out on the couch, the dining table looks like a bomb went off. They wouldn't even know Martin and I exist if we weren't serving them. It's like we're living with royalty, not family. One night, just as I'm about to unwind in the bath with Martin, Kevin barges in, booming about a cake for Jane at this ungodly hour. And of course, Jane demands it now. Kevin, ever the charmer, blames me for the delay. Feeling like a servant with no choice, I bundle up Martin and head out to the bakery. As if things couldn't get worse, I overhear them talking, criticizing me, questioning my very existence in their family. Meanwhile, little Martin, oblivious to the words, picks up on the tension like a sponge. Choking back tears, I ask him about his dream cake, and his eyes light up, one with lots of fruits. The bakery trip became a temporary escape, the cake debate drowning out Kevin's earlier words. We rushed in just before closing, thankfully finding Jane's princess-worthy pastry. But the sweetness of the cake couldn't erase the bitterness I felt. Was this really my life? So, we get back with 2 cakes, Martin's fruity masterpiece and the one Jane had her eye on. I play waitress, serving them up with a forced smile. Then, it's time for Martin's moment of cake glory. But wait, before the fork can even hit the frosting, Jane swoops in, eyes glued to Martin's cake. And guess what? Kevin, the ever-so-charming husband, whisks it away, placing it in front of his sister like a knight offering a trophy. It's my money, my choice, Kevin declares, dismissing Martin's tears and whimpers. My mama bear instincts roar, and I finally snap. But instead of a witty retort, Kevin throws a low blow, the dreaded D word. Martin, sensing the storm brewing, clutches my hand, his big brown eyes filled with worry. Suddenly, a tiny voice cuts through the tension. "Mommy," Martin says, his voice small but determined. "I'd actually like the strawberries too. It's really yummy." He takes a bite of Jane's chosen cake, but I know his heart isn't in it. Seeing him caught in this tug-of-war breaks my resolve. When Jane makes another grab for his cake, I scoop him up and head for the next room. It's time for some peace and cake Martin style. Kevin throws Jane an apology, blaming himself for being stingy. I clench my fists, wanting to unleash my inner mama lioness, but for Martin, I swallow the anger. Watching him devour his cake, oblivious to the drama, is a bittersweet comfort. Later, after baths and snuggles in Martin's bed, we wake up to an empty house. Jane is gone, but a new shock awaits. Martin's piggy bank, a gift from my dad, lies shattered on the floor, its precious contents missing. My little man, who always whispered goodnight to his piggy friend, is inconsolable. The cake may have been a small battle, but this feels like a full-blown war, and my family is caught in the crossfire. When I confronted Kevin about the stolen piggy bank money, his answer was like a slap in the face. Jane needed it, he shrugged, completely missing the point as Martin clung to me, his tiny body racked with sobs. The pain in his eyes mirrored mine. A father choosing his sister over his son. It was just too much. My usual restraint snapped. Anger and hurt poured out, words I never imagined saying in front of Martin. But Kevin didn't respond, choosing retreat over discussion. He vanished into the bedroom, only to reappear with a weapon colder than any argument: divorce papers. My breath hitched. Hidden papers, a planned escape, the truth unfolded in his clenched fist. Before I could react, he shoved them at me, his voice laced with venom, and then he was gone, slamming the door with a force that rattled the entire house. Martin, usually unaffected by our marital tension, broke. The storm he'd weathered silently all night finally overflowed. He wailed, tears streaming down his innocent face. Seeing his pain tore at my heart. "No daycare today?" I asked, voice cracking. He looked up, a weak smile flickering on his lips. "Yes," he chirped, clinging to hope. We spent the day erasing the storm clouds. Picture books became adventures, cuddles replaced tears, and his joyous words, "Teacher at nursery today was Mama, right?" melted away the hurt. His trust, his resilience, was a beacon in the darkness. This was our day, a day stolen from work, but my amazing boss understood. In that moment, family trumped everything. Sunshine, giggles, and sandbox adventures filled our morning at the park. Back home, Martin's eyes drooped. Nap time usually meant playtime for me, but not today. He nestled in my lap, his tiny frame reminiscent of his baby days. The rhythm of his breathing, a soft melody against my heartbeat, was my only focus. My haven of peace, however, shattered with the jarring creak of the front door. Kevin usually returned later. Who could it be? Fear coiled in my chest as I scooped Martin in my arms and disappeared into the closet. A familiar voice, laced with panic, echoed through the house. Jane. What was she searching for so frantically? Her muffled phone call painted a chilling picture. Kevin. Search. Still nothing. The click of the lock confirmed her departure. My heart pounded in my ears. What were they up to? What did they want? Kevin, the man I married, suddenly felt like a stranger, a shadow filled with secrets. Without a second thought, I grabbed essentials, my hand tightening around Martin's small one. The train station, a lifeline just 2 stops away. My parents, blessedly close, opened their doors without a word, their worried glances speaking volumes. My voice spilled the story, every fear, every uncertainty tumbling out. This house, once filled with laughter, now felt tainted. We couldn't stay. Mum's words were a bombshell. Could Jane be after my stuff? Maybe my cash cards. A forgotten memory surfaced. CEO, handmade goods industry. That was me, before motherhood pulled me away. Now, part-time work and remote communication kept me connected, though Kevin remained clueless about my continued leadership. He had stumbled upon the tucked-away divorce papers, fueled by the illusion of my financial comfort. Everything he earned, he doled out in measured doses. $2,000 a month for groceries, with the expectation I become a full-time housewife. Raising Martin on that pittance, and his mere $200 food allowance was impossible. Part-time work became my lifeline, but not before a post-marital property waiver, secured through a lawyer, ensured I wouldn't seek divorce. Martin's needs drained my savings, nursery fees, clothes, all funded by me. Never once did I ask beyond the $200, fueling Kevin's belief in a secret stash. Now, Jane's desperate scramble and Kevin's obliviousness painted a grim picture. Cash cards, that's what they were after. My separate account, meant for Martin, was safe, a portion of my salary automatically deposited there. They wouldn't find my cards, always kept close. But a bigger terror loomed. Jane, waltzing in uninvited, and Kevin, turning a blind eye. Dad's advice resonated. Valuables, including the cards, went into his safe. As I grappled with their motives, Martin's sobs shattered the silence. His piggy bank, shattered dreams of saved coins, mirrored the wreckage our lives had become. Dad, his face thunderous after hearing Martin's tale, vowed to confront Kevin. Mom, ever calm and collected, suggested a diplomatic approach. Kevin's divorce threat could be twisted, turning the blame on us. To understand their motives, I needed proof. A lawyer friend of Dad's became my secret weapon. Back at the house, I started dinner, phone hidden, recording app running. Kevin burst in, surprisingly asking about my cash cards. My questions were met with evasive mumbles, his act crumbling under my silence. He grew frantic, demanding my part-time earnings for Jane. It's for Martin's savings, I calmly explained. Scoffing, he shoved the divorce papers at me. You live off my money. Martin doesn't need savings. His words were like a knife twisting in my gut. He valued Jane more than our son. The meal forgotten, I scooped up the papers, grabbed Martin's hand, and headed towards the door. Divorce, seriously? Kevin rolled. Don't ever come back. My reply was steady. Not to a house where strangers roam freely. A barrage of messages and calls bombarded my phone, ignored, silenced. Back at my parents', I shared the recording, the papers, my pain. Love for Kevin, gone. But for Martin, my heart ached. Do what feels right, they said, acknowledging the storm brewing for our son. The path ahead was unclear, but one thing was certain. I wouldn't let anyone jeopardize my child. The weight of the divorce decision hung heavy, but Martin's rumble of hungry snapped me back to reality. Mom, a silent angel, whisked up his favorite hamburgers. As he devoured them with joyous cries of "Grand's the best," my eyes welled up. These hamburgers, she said with a soft smile, have a secret ingredient. Love you can always come back for. Martin, taking a bite, beamed. I want hamburgers every day. Every day has love, sweetheart. I replied, choking back a sob. He took another bite, his eyes sparkling. Then, a gesture that tore my heart open, he offered me half. Tears spilled freely. Dad, seeing Martin's worry, knelt down. They're happy tears, buddy. Mom loves you so much. Martin, understanding dawning in his eyes, hugged me tight. Even Dad's eyes glistened. Family is precious, I murmured, holding him close. He pulled away, surprised. Did Dad only say Jane is family? Dad hesitated, then gently asked, what if you lived with us as our family? Martin's infectious laugh filled the room. Yes, please. The tension dissolved, replaced by genuine smiles. Though divorce loomed, the warmth of that meal solidified my resolve. My heart ached, but I knew what I had to do. Telling Martin wouldn't be easy, but somehow, he intuitively understood. We'll still be a family, he chirped, hugging our old dog, now his little brother. As I contacted Dad's lawyer, a flicker of hope ignited. This wasn't the end, just a new beginning, built on love and the unshakable bond of family. The divorce settlement wasn't easy. Child support debates turned into tearful pledges, finally landing at $340 a month for Martin. The signed contract felt heavy, yet a flicker of hope flickered within. As Dad and Martin giggled over silly things, I drifted off, childhood memories painting my dreams. Morning woke me to a digital storm, over 200 calls and messages from Kevin. Panic turned to exhaustion, and my phone went silent. Dad, the calm in the storm, and the lawyer helped me explain the situation. Jane's gambling debts, Kevin's misplaced loyalty, and his hidden plan to tap into my savings. The divorce papers, already filed, were a bombshell to Kevin, his pleas drowning in a wave of regret. Another call arrived, his voice devoid of anger. He confessed to financial manipulation, his complicated feelings towards Jane a tangled web. My answer was firm, unwavering. A faint sob, a good luck, and the click of the phone, the end of an era. My family became my focus. With them, I planned my future, choosing their home until Martin spread his wings. The company presidency beckoned, and I returned stronger than ever. News reached me of Kevin and Jane's disarmament, their secret exposed, their debts a burden too heavy. Today, my happiness blooms within my family. The scars remain, a reminder of resilience, but the future stretches before me, filled with love and possibilities. I hope you guys enjoy our video. To watch more interesting stories, hit that subscribe button. Thank you.